My man. What's up?
How you been?
Man, just maintaining, man, this going just going through these ordeals and stuff and staying headstrong, just been being blessed.
I've been thinking about you and shit in regards to the latest headlines. You know, you my insider, my professional you my professional analytical co-host here. You know what I'm saying? So
Man,
I'll be needing you in here and shit so we can have some equality and all of that.
you
But
always something. You always got something.
check, right?
Hmm.
I was watching the interview that you did with Sean Prez.
Hmm.
And there was a name mentioned in the interview, and it um kind of like rang a bell with me, like I heard the name before. I believe I the name that mentioned, it rung a bell with me because of making the TV show Making the Band from MTV. But anyway, there's a lady that you mentioned in your Sean Prez video, and actually when you mentioned it, when I went back and looked at it again, it seemed like the interview became awkward for a couple of seconds. And you mentioned a music executive that worked at Bad Boy by the name of Francesca Spero. Does that name ring a bell with you? According to her LinkedIn profile, she worked at Bad Boy for 11 years.
Yeah.
11 years. Very, very decorated LinkedIn profile. She put in a lot of work. One of those people that, kind of like go under the radar, but
Hmm.
April of 1998 to March 2009, she worked at Bad Boy. She managed the Hitman. I believe that was during your tenure there, so you would have to have come in contact with Miss Sparrow. Could you give me some insight on this name that you mentioned in the Sean Prez interview, and why was her name mentioned?
Because during the interview, he asked about my music career. He was like, "At what point in time did you know that it wasn't going to happen? Like, at what point in time did you just say, you know what, let me just basically go ahead on and throw the towel in and call it quits?" When I told him in the interview, I was like, I said, Francesca Spero came into the office one day and she was on her running around. I think she was a little upset sometimes. Everybody always seemed to have a little bit of something going on in their life around that office. So she came in, she was just like, and I knew her and I grew to be real cool with her, where she would talk to me and because like when you want to go to the studio, she would be the one that pays the studio out. Like no matter where you at, Francesca, if you did a song with a producer, she's registering the song. She's the one that kind of took care of a lot of the business affairs at Bad Boys. That's exactly what she did. Like she the one who get you the check. She the one who get the producers the check when they do a song with Mary J. Blige or whatever the artist may be. Francesca's the one that's over the budgets, a whole bunch of stuff. She's very powerful.
So she was essentially the business end um, of the administration at Bad Boy. That's what she took care of.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Huh?
That's what she did exactly. She was the if you would think Puff ain't gonna cut you a check, she gonna cut you a check.
Right. Did you were you aware that she self-proclaimed herself as the person who discovered Diddy?
This based off of the business relationship and how I know, I would have to say that she's not telling a lie about that.
Huh? You said that
I
again?
say that that's the truth. She definitely is a major played a major part in the success of everyone over there. Not only Diddy, but all the producers, all the artists.
We're not talking about Diddy yet. She said that she was responsible for everything that basically he created during his Puff Daddy stages.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
by the time he was Diddy, he probably was already a made nigga and shit. But
Right. Yeah, I
Puffin,
get that one. Yeah, but yeah, she handled all of that. That's what she was around the office. That's who I used to talk to. I used to have to talk to her about anything. You ain't have to talk to Puff. When go to the studio, you talk to Francesca.
right? Let me tell you what triggered this. Let me trigger why I brought you here.
Mm-hmm.
While I was looking at all of this, while I was sitting back looking at all of this, I started to notice a pattern. And the this, I don't believe in psychics. I believe in what I can see. I believe in the true and living and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I synced that video, right? And the thing about the November 15th, the prediction, uh,
Yeah, that the psychic lady that was
psychic lady, she mentioned November 15th.
yes.
She mentioned that video came out in June 2023. That came out back in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned that around November 15th, his world will come crashing to an end, or something like that, some type of calamity,
Mm-hmm.
right? And November 15th is ironically the day that the lawsuit was filed, or was it filed on the 16th?
I believe it was the.
What you say?
I believe it was the 15th when
The
she.
15th. Okay. The 15th is the day that Kim Porter passed away, correct?
Yes, November 15th. Yeah.
All right, while looking at this November 15th thing, I deal with mathematics. I deal with numbers.
Right.
So when I went and started to do my research into Mrs. Sparrow, Francesca Sparrow, I couldn't determine the exact date of her death, but because I was reading the information I got was from an old Facebook profile. But Francesca's death, ironically, coincidentally, or I don't know, it's just freakish. I believe it was around the 15th
Mm-hmm.
or the 16th or
It was
something like that.
right up in those days. You in the right. You in the
It
right.
could have been the 14th. It could have been the 14th, but the 14th, 15th, and 16th. And I
Well,
was like, wow. I was like, wow. I'm like, wow. I'm like, man, what the fuck is up with this? Um, so I wanted to bring you here and ask you about, because I only knew about Miss Sparrow as, when I looked at it, when her name was mentioned, I felt I recognized her name from making the band and shit. So when I went and looked her up, I found a lawsuit that she filed. And I remember that lawsuit. This kind of was like still around the world star hip hop
right.
days. You know what I mean? I remember this lawsuit. She filed a $12 million lawsuit because Diddy said she was too old. I believe that was the title. I believe that was the title in the
Yeah.
on World Star and shit. So I was like, man, this broad is tripping, man. Like
She him for discrimination, and then he turned around and then he suing somebody for discrimination. So I guess discrimination is the charge we all got to get on.
all right. So check this lawsuit, according to my research, was eventually settled.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this lawsuit was eventually settled,
Yep. Kim Porter died November 15th. Why?
and after this lawsuit, Francesca Sparrow died around the 15th, or the 16th, or the 14th, or one of the three and shit.
Why?
I just thought that was kind of like freakish.
Hey,
That's
you
kind
want?
of like a
Let me tell you something else. The dude who said that he he was responsible for half a Bad Boy. Kurt Burrows.
Yeah.
He's born on November 15th.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
I
That's
swear.
the one that he too filed a lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is it about the
Then
15th?
look. Want to know something else? Wolf and Riz died just in that same era too when they got shot in Atlanta. His security guard. It was
Yeah.
November the 11th, I think. It was right around those same times. There's just a
No.
lot of things, and then I think Puff's birthday is November the 4th or something like that, right?
Right.
A lot of things that's going to see. If you ask me, with where I see where you're going with it, I just kind of think that the truth is always it's something else that's being said here. It's something that's being said here, and to me, I kind of think it's like you say you may not believe in psychics, but I believe in spirits, and I kind of think that spirits don't rest until they have closure. And there's a lot of spirits that's lurking around that don't have closure. I think they just gonna keep going until we find closure. It's this energy, people's energies. Like I feel them a lot sometimes, but
I don't deal with, again, psychics and the numerology aspect of numbers. I deal with mathematics.
like
It just I
numbers,
believe. Go ahead.
numbers don't lie. Numbers always tell the truth. I'm not. I don't believe in psychics, but I believe in me. I think I'm one. I'm things. I'm able sometimes, but just the way that things. It's just like, man, just look at Biggie Smalls died on March 9th, and then Dallas Austin brother died on March 9th, and then you look at the causes of death; they're very similar. Both of them on the same day. It's just a lot of things that happen. Sometimes it just don't be a coincidence. It just be something you have to pay attention to. Maybe pay a little bit more attention. Maybe a little bit more attention to that.
Right. Right. Like similar to Cassie, um, Miss Sparrow's lawsuit was settled. That's what I got. It never said the amount. And Cassie's lawsuit was settled within 24 hours, and they said that it was settled amicably. Um, Amicably basically means friendly.
Mhm.
Does that mean that there wasn't a payout? Of course there was a payout because there was a settlement offered before she went to file the lawsuit.
Before the settlement, it'd be trial. If you don't settle out, then we're gonna take it to court. We're gonna take it to trial. So usually things don't make it to trial when they don't have the concrete evidence that it needs to support it. So whenever you're going against something and you're not in a position to win, the best thing to do is to settle out of court. Especially if the charges against you seem that could be really detrimental,
Yeah,
settle out.
settle out of court. But again, I've never been a part of a lawsuit. I never filed one. I never been a target of one. When they um, describe the resolution as amicably, the definition of amicably is essentially friendly. Like everybody, it's all love and shit. But does that mean there wasn't a payment? It had to be a payment. There
For
had to be paid.
app,
There are expenses incurred to file a lawsuit, right?
hmm
So again, I'm asking you, when they say amicably, did he cash her out? Is that a word? Is that some terminology that's commonly used?
well, we can't say amicably. Is that means that we both are happy with it. So if we both are happy with it and it's a settlement, that means that somebody had to have been paid. So other
Okay.
than
Amicably in this situation means we both cool with the ultimate resolution of this.
yeah, let's both walk away. I'm gonna walk away. He gonna walk away. We gonna walk away. Right. The same thing what happened with him and is you could say that happened with him and Cassie. They both walked away. They reached an agreement and walked away. They
Right.
can't do that if they reached an agreement because part of the agreement says that we both agree and we're going to decide that this is the best for both of us, both parties, and we're going to agree and walk away. Let's get out of get away from it.
Right.
You know, sometimes going through it can open up more cans. You'd be like going through it. You'd be like, let's not do this.
Right. There's been a lot of shit moving around in the administrative world of Bad Boy. I think about 5 or 6 months ago, he returned his publishing to all of his artists,
Hmm.
and now this is. They said somebody in the chat said Francesca Spero died on the 17th. I said it was the 16th or the 15th or something like that.
Hey, yeah, Lee. But you know, 15, 16, 17, 15, 11, 12, 13, all of that, that's the same. We on the same times. For even if you look at it and you say, damn, it's a coincidence that you know things is happening like that.
Right.
But the thing is, a lot of people never even knew who Francesca was. So when you mention it, a lot of people don't even know who you're talking about, probably.
Why did Sean Prez had a? It seemed like there was a reaction when you mentioned her name and shit. Why was that?
Just seemed like he didn't think that I would bring that into the conversation. Like it seemed like to him, like the only thing we're gonna say is like, what do you have to support what you're saying as far as you know how did you know when was your time up? Like when did you know enough was enough? And I told him when Francesca walked in the room and told me that I ain't had no budget money because they spent the budget money. Now when I said that, there was no questioning what she said because she's the one who controlled the budget. So when I can hit him with that, I hit
Right.
him. That was a deep truth.
All right. Now let me tell you. Let me ask you something. Sean Prez worked at Bad Boy, right?
Yeah, yeah. He was the
Now, for you to be saying something like that to somebody that was there at the time, was it taboo to mention mention her name, to bring that name up? Was that taboo?
yeah. You know, I didn't never bring up her name a lot. I never brought up her name a lot. But when you ask me a question, and that's the truth was she came in and said that you're not gonna have an album because you ain't got no budget. At the same time, she was packing up her bags like I'm out of here too.
Right.
And when she told me that, that's when I knew the gig was up. I'm like, okay, they just blowing smoke. You know, maybe you know they probably have a budget, and then they probably take $50,000 a year, send you $1,400 a month to that 50,000 is up. You'll think you have a budget because you're paying your rent and stuff like that. But in all actuality, you don't really have the money you need to support what you got to do as an artist.
Right. Does it, to your knowledge, I just have to ask you this: what was Angela Sparrow's cause of death? Because it doesn't say the exact year that her lawsuit was settled.
I think not when I got into it, I think it was because of they said that she had an addiction to medicine or painkillers or something like that. She had a long addiction with I can't remember what her addiction was, and then they said she was drinking and stuff like that. She used to drink, but I mean everybody drinks and everybody smokes. To me, I just it's you know either you die from a drug overdose or you die from pneumonia or whatever it is that you're dying from. It's just like hard to pinpoint someone's death and say they died over drinking. And then now you might want to ask like what they do now is like, okay, my brother just OD'd on fentanyl,
Right. She
and
it says that while at Bad Boy Entertainment, she worked in the publishing department. So
yeah,
she was tied to millions, billions of dollars, the franchise, right?
she the one. She what Francesca could do is say that you produced a song for Jodeci and Puff did the overdubs, and you be like, he ain't do nothing on this song, but the way she wrote it up in order for it to financially make sense for him and her or whatever the company may be,
Right.
that write it up. So when you talking to EMI or even if you talking to ASCAP, you talking about split sheets. So when you looking at a song, you say how much of this song does Mark own, or what? How much does Mario Weiner own? She the one that fills out those things, and that's how it's registered. If I believe, it's a lot of times that she registered some songs, and it was just a direction. You remember, like in the show President, I said about the publishing, like why are y'all filing my publishing this way, and why is my check going over here? I didn't agree for y'all to send my check nowhere else but to me.
Right.
Then what happened there? But usually that's how it was, and like in the interview there, she said, Playboy, you need to have your business and you need to talk to your manager. And so those kind of things they just rang a bell all the time. But it was the way that they registered things. Like they can register, say you produce something, and you ain't produce nothing. A
Oh,
lot of with that budget, you could be my manager and go take a trip to Aruba and pay for it on my budget. You call Francesca, and if he say put that on Mark's budget or whoever budget, that's what she's gonna do. And sometimes you're wrong, and you'll be like, we can't be doing this. But then he insists that you do it. It causes conflict. So in that office, her and him, to me, they may have had those kind of conflicts because she would never be afraid to stand up to Puff. Very few people would stand up to him, but she wouldn't be afraid because I guess things that he was asking her to do, you know, we don't know if they were correct, but as far as how do you weasel your way into someone's publishing, it's all about how they wrote it up.
oh, she would know how to do it, or she would be a part of it.
Yeah, she the one who gonna write it up and tell you how the publishing thing goes. So she gonna do what he told her to do.
So that sounds like a co-conspirator.
Puppet, I just need you to go and do it the way I tell you to do it. I just need it done.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, I get it. I don't. I I think like if anybody got common sense, you could look at this situation and say a person who I've had a business relationship with of that magnitude, if I was to let them go, I probably have to let them go. You know, you know what I'm saying? Because they know they know all my dirty laundry, and these people continue to threaten to write books. You wrote a book. You wrote a book. Let me see. I believe a part of Cassie's lawsuit, she was threatening to write a book. Now that her shit has been settled, now that her lawsuit has been settled, you think that some of the terms of the settlement would be that,
No book. No
huh?
book.
Ain't
No
no books popping. That's called a non-disclosure, right? That silences a person, right?
That's it. That's it. Gag. That gag order.
All
Good.
right. So settling cases and shit, you establish a gag order and shit, like that might be the, you know, most financially correct thing to do is to just go ahead and settle shit and just like, I don't know, just run through.
Especially if it's incriminating and it's something that can knock you off of your high mountain. Gotta settle.
Back in the summer, for whatever reason, I can't remember why I did the video, but I did a video on Shakir Stewart. I can't remember why it happened. But you called me and you told me, you was like, yo, you don't want to be fucking with that like that. Like, before I get up off of here, do you care to tell me why? Because they saying his name in the comments.
Right.
And
Because
that's why I brought it back up.
so we gotta we look at on Shakir. Um, I remember back in the times. I remember Puff used to have Kim phone. Like I remember that he used to have her phone tapped or something. Like he would know everything that she was doing, and he heard a message of him on the phone with Kim leaving a message or something, and it had something to do with how you got to read the book. I think it's in the book. It was like how my kids or something like that, and he didn't like that, and that's when him and Shakir got into that. That their differences were behind that, but Shakir was a cool dude. He just he he was just like all of the ladies used to just rock with Shakir because Shakir was one of the nicest guys, and he can help you get. Then he went on to work at Def Jam and all of that, and then he was working under L.A. Reid. He was working under, I believe, Clive, and there was a lot of things that was going on. That's the reason why he chose to take it his
I
life.
know why I mentioned Shakir. It just came back to me. Sex tapes. That's why I mentioned Shakir about Marley G. Oh shit. You right here. Might as well just come clean in front of everybody now. You know what I'm saying? It was about the sex tapes, and ironically, Diddy and Cassie's a part of the lawsuit. Some of the intricate details from the lawsuit is that he likes to have these, little sex things going on where he's filming with his laptop and shit like that.
hmm
So go ahead.
I mean, those stories are no different than the stories you hear about Clive and people like that. Like I heard stories where they walk into a room and dude is sitting there in a chair dressed like a woman, and the girls is in there saying, "Hey, he don't want us, he wants you." And certain rappers jumped out a window, broke their arm, and all kind of stuff. It's a lot of things. It's just like I never, things you got to look at like some of the business execs wanted to come up with their own line of makeup. What kind of, kind of? I wouldn't be interested in bringing up a line of makeup for no women. I'd be like, I don't know nothing about it. I don't want to have a line of makeup. But
Right.
they want to have lines of makeups and all kind of stuff. You'd be like, man, all of that. So what's really going on? You really got people in the industry. They singing about they in love with a guy. He's singing about he in love with a female, but he's really singing to a guy. Same thing, vice versa with the female. So it's a whole bunch of that. In order for you to have what you want, we're gonna have to go to that couch. And so, once they get you on that couch, it kind of like that's just a way of the blackmail, extort you. You can imagine how many times people have videos going on in their room, cameras in their room, private cameras. They're in there doing some things with people that people probably don't want the world to know, and then all of a sudden they pop out the blue with a sex tape, and you be
Right.
like, I can't believe I was caught on tape doing this with you, and then now they got you.
All right, check this out, right? I need this. I've I told a story about Marley G on here.
Mm.
I,
Oh
I, huh?
yeah.
I told a story. I told many stories about Molly G, but you know the story I'm talking about the incident in Suge Knight limousine.
hmm Right. Yeah.
Could you share? You want to share that?
All
Because
right.
we're talking about sex tapes and
Marley,
shit like that. You don't have to say who was on it.
he told you this one?
Hell yeah, he told me.
Tell you what it was. So Marlon and them couldn't get inside Magic City. And it was in
Okay.
the daytime, right? So Magic City back in the days, for those who really know about Magic City, the dude who used to work the door, his name was James. And he used to have a long perm and he used to wear diamonds and he was he was on the, he liked the guys. All right. So, but he worked the door. So in Magic City in the daytime, if you go to Magic City, they had a basement, and you go in there and go in the basement, a whole bunch of other stuff would be going on, different kind of dances than what was going on the top. And so Marley and them stayed in the car because they couldn't get in the club because they're young. So they had the camcorder in the car, and he looked at the on the camcorder. They stole the camcorder. Then they come down to the shop with the camcorder. And then Suge is looking for the camcorder. He's like, yo, where's this camcorder? He's looking for this camcorder. And on the camcorder was some footage of people doing there was some people just doing, hey, this a whole bunch of entertainers and, having sex with each other. All of that. That's what was supposed to, been. Hold on one second. Get off. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's how that one went. And he had the tape. Suge wanted that tape. And he went to every extent he could to get that tape, that camcorder.
What was the final situation with the camcorder? Maul gave that shit back. He
Yeah,
had to.
I think they had hid the camcorder by Magic City across the street in some bushes or something. And then when they came back and told him where it was, and somebody had it, and it was in right across the street in the bushes. They gave it back to him. But then that was when I think Suge and them was out here recording music with like Deion Sanders when he was doing "Must Be the Money" and all of that. And remember, they was all in the video. I think they may have even produced it. But then after that, Deion Sanders didn't do no more music no more. Yeah,
That story came out recently that Suge and Dion had some. I think that came out on Dave May's platform. Uh, I liked the Dion as a musician. I liked it. Must Be the Money and shit. Why do you think it wasn't no follow up?
cause man, after that, if you notice, he used to play for the Falcons and for the Braves. After that, he moved to Dallas. He said, "I'm getting the hell up out of Atlanta." Period. He just moved to Cowboys. I'm out of here.
All right. Um, During Dion's music career, he was produced by who? He's produced by Dallas Austin. Austin, was he?
I think I don't know who did a lot of the songs, but I think if I ain't mistaken, the Dog Pound or somebody from Suge and them camp, because you remember he had on all the red. Because I think Suge, Suge and Harry, I don't know how that Harry O, whatever that the people who was with Suge on Death Row, I think they knew because they was from Houston, and I don't know if Dion is from Houston, but he kind of had a relationship with them.
Dion from Florida.
Okay, but I remember when he used to play for the Falcons, he used to help MC Hammer out when MC Hammer was going through his problems. So
Facts.
him and Hammer was friends. So when Hammer came to Atlanta, and then they was with Dion, then they was doing the videos and all of that, and it was Hammer too. Um, Jamal is
We're
yeah.
gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave that alone.
Look, it's been going on for a long time out here. Like people don't understand when people who got this money and what it does to their mind and what it does to how they think they got money. They think they could do anything. They think they can change the way that they sexual preference. You be like, I could never wake up one day and have so much money and say, you know what, today I think I'm gonna be a girl.
Right.
People get when they got money, they think they could do it. They be like, I'm gonna go put on girl clothes and a skirt and go take pictures in front of people and confuse them. You'd be like, damn, that's what money doing to you. I don't want no money then. Show me what the unemployment line is. I go for the unemployment check. And if they giving away some of them boxes at the church, I get them too.
Right. In a nutshell, I'm about to close this out.
Hmm.
That video kind of, that psychic video kind of prompted all of this. That's what pushed this and shit because I don't believe in that type of shit, but all of the it was too much. All of the clues was there. The numerical shit was it was too strong and shit. And then when I seen that Francesca Sparrow, she passed away November. Somebody in here said the 17th. I felt it was the 16th or something like that, but it's
It was
essentially
right
the same.
those times. I thought it was
Same goddamn business week. It's the same goddamn business week.
yeah, I thought it was the 14th or something like that. But then you got Riz and Wolf. They got shot around those same times. This is a lot.
Glad you mentioned that before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Um, when I was staying with you, right, when you was working on that project with Akon, you showed me a box of pictures, and this box of pictures and shit. He's a funny dude, man. In this box of pictures was photos, I believe. It was photos of all the you, Meech, and Puff, and I think it was pictures of Wolf in there, and the chick that they was beefing about, the chick that they fell out about or whatever, was in that box of
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Wolf.
Um, what was? what was Meech and Puff relationship like?
It was growing. You know what I'm saying? It was a growing relationship. Like they was going, taking trips, going out of the country, all kind of stuff. Meech was really becoming like it was cool. If you ask, I mean, you think the Boys in the Hood? I think that group came from Meech, so they was cool. They was had a working. I guess they had something that they was going into working with each other on. I guess on music or something. He did sign that group.
Okay, so they had a growing working relationship. What was Puff there the night that that shit happened with them niggas?
Nah, he wasn't there.
Oh, okay. If he was there, it probably wouldn't have happened.
I would hope to say that. You know what
That
I'm
would
saying?
put him in a pickle. That
But
Wolf is supposed to have been his head of security.
yeah, before
Alleg-
him call me. If he tripping, call me before that. I'll call him and tell him to go home.
Say that
So
again.
I said, if it was my friend and he's tripping, I'm gonna call the other person. I'm gonna say, look, don't do nothing to him. Let me call him. I'm gonna tell him to go home. Then I'm gonna call him, like, yo, what you doing? You bugging, bro? Go home. Go home, and I'll call you.
Mm. I ain't gonna go no further, man. I ain't going no further. What was Wolf and Meech's relationship like prior to that incident? They said
But
that they was all cool, right?
like brothers, their kids call each other Unc. So like Lil Meech used to call Wolf Unc. Wolf's son would call Meech Unc. It was good friendship.
All right, I got enough. People down here in the comments saying something that I don't believe, but I have to look into it. They telling me something happened with. But I got to get up off here and check into it. Mark, any of this numerical shit that's going on? Did you write about any of this, or did any of this ironically pertain to anything that you said in your book? Does any of this shit that's going on support what you wrote in your book many years ago?
A lot of it. And then one thing that I tell you, since you up on that one, right? The name of the movie that I changed the book to, the name of the movie is called Shemitah, which is every 7 years, the 7 year locust. That means like when the financial system collapses in the world, about every 7 years, we go through a world crisis. We go through 9/11. We go through all of these things that happen usually in September. September and November are usually the months that they happen in. And so it's a time when what it's like where God is, and I hate to use that name, but is upset because when you see the way that we treat each other, we not loving each other, we not doing right by each other, we not forgiving each other, we not helping each other, and then we want to take all the credit and praises for the things, our accomplishments, and we never take time out to say thank you, God. So when God get mad, He start taking your idols out. That's why He says in the Bible that I'll knock your idols down and I'll knock your highest idol down. So that's when we start idolizing things too much and we don't idolize, the power of the high power. And then he said, you know what? Let me show you how powerful I am. Give me this. Give me that. Give me that. Then he be start taking stuff. He'd be like, I'm gonna show you some buildings that's gonna fall. I'm gonna show you, and then he'll show it, put it right before your eyes. Just look at September 9/11. Look at Princess Diana, she died in September. Look at Tupac, he died in September. You look at every war that was almost fought, even the Vietnam War, the Holocaust, all of those things started in September in these same months. It's a series. It's to me, it's not a. It's everything. The beginning of the fiscal year is September. That's when the first day of when they say is with our January in the Jewish community, which controls a lot of the music and all of that, they only have 9 months, and they start in September.
Right.
Right? Have and that's the beginning of the year. Music is released in September, and then November. Right then, you have so many deaths that happen in those months right there. I guess that's to me. I call it the purge. It's the day when it come time purge, man. You be like, man, a lot of things. You know, they usually have a blood moon, which is like a eclipse, and when you start looking at the eclipse and you start seeing how many do we have a year, and lunar eclipse and solar eclipse, and then you have red moons, and when you see a red moon, that's the symbolization that the higher power is upset with the way that we doing each other. And then that's when the moon creates vibes. The moon is what gives women their menstrual periods. And the moon has so much, it plays a very important role in how it treats us as people, right?
Right.
So just imagine a red moon and then just imagine, what happens. It's real, it happens.
Got it. Mark, tell them where they can cop the book at and all of that. We're gonna get up out of here, man. I want you to enjoy your Sunday. Appreciate you for filling in the blank for me.
Yeah. Yo, you go on to the link in my bio on Instagram. You can catch the book. I got a couple of new songs I did. One's called and one is called Secrets. If you can just put those songs, download them, and put them on your playlist so you can listen to them when you're in your car. It's some music that you can appreciate. The book is also in the link in the bio. You grab books. All of the supporters appreciate it. You know, Instagram MarkKCurry. You can't miss me.
Y'all know where to find me at I am Gully TV _ man. Make sure y'all slide through the website, man, and get y'all some knittage, man. This just came out. It's called Abdullah. You go watch the movie Car Wash and shit, man. Abdullah, therealdribble.com.
Get you one of them.
That'll be on website in a minute, man. And Mark, again, I appreciate you for filling in the blanks, man. Real
You,
talk. I love that when you speak, your intellect be radiating and shit, man. It's like, listening to one of the prophets speak, like Malcolm or Dr. Khalid Muhammad or somebody, and she don't know if niggas be telling you that.
hey man,
But
that
I
is that.
love when you come in here and let it blow, man. Modern day black philosopher and shit. Intelligent, gifted, black and all that. You know what I mean?
I appreciate those words from you, bro, because I always try to make sure I articulate myself right.
All right, man. We up out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.